Hey everyone, very good afternoon. So myself Prem, I hope most of you know me. Not I am part of strategy AI team. Um, okay, so I see around 30 plus people. I just wanted to first check how many of you are actually, developers, and are you already using any AI tools for your coding? AI tools, I mean, is IDEs we'll be using for coding, right? So we'll be using Visual Studio or anything that you are using. So, are you already using any of AI-driven coding IDEs, or any of you are not at all no idea about AI tools in terms of your IDs? I just wanted to check that. You can voice it out. If anybody,
Even if
I'll let me put it this way. Uh, Anyone already using cursor or any other related or similar product for your coding tasks?
if you're not on video, you can put your reaction hand so we can have a quick count of the people.
Prem,
You can
actually,
also switch
James.
on the video.
Okay. Prem, this is James from OIC team. In OIC team, actually, we are using Cursor past 2 to 3 months. Just started using.
Okay, good. Any other IDEs anybody is using, or probably I would like to hear from people who are not at all using it so far. We are just still coding on our own and not using any IDEs for, or probably maybe using something like Chat GPT by this time to get some idea about your coding and copy paste it. That is also fine. You can tell that.
Abhishek has written in the chat that he is using Copilot with RubyMine Limited.
Okay, Copilot. Okay. Yeah, it's good to put it in the chat. I think yeah. So anybody not using it, just put it. Say that we are not using it. If you are using it, just put what you are using. This is just to get an idea of our audience and see how we can take this forward. The idea is to ensure we all understand the benefits, and if we are not using, how can we start using it? If we are already using, how can we share that our learnings to others?
So just like OSV, EC Labs, about 4 to 6 people are using Cursor for the past 4 months.
Okay. Okay, so good. I see that a mix of people here, like who are already using Cursor or other related tools, or I think some folks may still not be using anything and using Visual Studio, but they may be using other Chat GPT and other stuff. Okay, so 18 members from OSV team. I think you are all already using Cursor, correct? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Cool then. So I think we can, go faster then. So to people who do not use Cursor already, so this is kind of a IDE. It's an IDE. It's a replacement for your Visual Studio Code. I mean, if you have already used Visual Studio Code, it will exactly look like the same. You will not see any transition in your working way in terms of using the files organization and other things and all. So it is just like it's a fork from Visual Studio, and they have implemented on top of it. So what is Cursor? So Cursor is basically a AI-driven IDE, right? When we say AI-driven IDE, you can think it like a person who is going to help you in your coding task. So in olden days, we used to do pair programming. Pair programming is nothing but two people will sit together, discuss about the requirement, and they will develop the code. and as they develop the code, each person will be sharing their inputs, and it will grow. The code will shape up. So consider this like, a person is given to you, and that person is, very good in technical stuff. Whatever you are not aware of so far, that person knows. But that person does not know what you need or what your business need is. Okay. So you have, let's say, a newcomer is there, and your team lead says that, okay, he is a person who is very, very strong technically. Use him for all your development activities. He will help you write the exact correct code, but he does not know about our project. He or she does not know about our requirements. So you have to tell him clearly what you need, and that person will exactly help you with writing your code. This is how you should consider cursor. So because it is how it has evolved currently. Earlier it used to be like, suggesting code, right? It will tell you what you will write next if you type something. It has come across a long way from that point to, doing working like a person along with you, addressing all your concerns and questions, and help you in whatever way you want, like an agent. So that is how we should see cursor. Okay. The point is, you should say what you need. You should be able to clearly articulate what you need to get out of that. So having said that, let's quickly go to the cursor website and see, and then we'll go from there. So I'll share my screen. So I'm in cursor.com. So you can see the basic page, and if you are in Linux, you can download that, or if you are in Windows or Mac, it is available for that as well. So I'm in cursor because of that it is, sorry, I'm in Linux, so it is showing download for Linux. So it's just a downloadable file. You can download and install. The install instructions will be available. Once you install and open, it is more of Visual Studio in look wise, right? So I'll show you, before we go to the actual product. Let's see what are they saying about the features of cursor. So yeah. Any question? Okay. So it can work like an agent. As I said, it can, you can delegate your coding task so that you can focus on higher level directions that you want to achieve your requirement. You have given the code base to your pair programmer, and you are explaining the requirement. See, this is the current code base. This is what I need to do. So can you do it for me? That's how your interaction can be. And it will do it for you, and it will tell you what it is doing, and you can read through that, and you can say, okay, this approach doesn't suit me, so do it in a different way, or consider these things which are different aspects that we need to consider. So you can interact like a normal person, and it can help you. Okay. So and it can understand your code base. It has access to many models. Every time a new model is released, they go ahead and update their platform to use that. So you can choose any models that you wish to use, or you can let it decide which model to use for which task. So it does a very pretty good job in deciding what model it needs to use, and use it depending on the ask. It can even do thinking. It can even use the thinking models, and go on a thinking mode for bigger tasks, and it can come back to you. Okay. And you can also do smaller changes, as well as a high very large changes also you can do in one prompt. Let's say I have a code base which is probably pretty 5 or 6 years old. right? It is not updated. It is not up to the current standards and all, or many packages are out of date. I can just say that scan through my code, identify all the places or updates that needs to be done, make it workable, so it can go like an agent, and it can find out all the all the places where it needs to make corrections, make the changes, tell you what it is, what it has found, tell you what it is going to do, get your acceptance to do that, and it can do that, and it can even test. It can even test the changes that it has done and give you the results. So that is like, that it makes your life very very easy. In older days, if it has taken 2 days to do a requirement, it will be done in 1 hour. Even 1 hour is very high end, I'm saying. The thing is, you can do end to end of all your requirements that can be that we used to take 2 3 days to be done within an hour, even if it's a bigger code base. Even if it is kind of a large project that you are currently working on, thousands of files available, you can still use it in the right way and get your things done. So that is the power of it. And so, as I said, small changes can be done, and even bigger changes can be done. So they call it tab. So it is like, you keep your cursor in some place or make some changes. It will identify what will be the next change that you need to do. For example, if you are adding a variable at the top, it can sense where this variable is going to be used, and it will just say tab, and you just press tab, it will take you to that place and suggest you what changes to be done. Once you do that, it will suggest the next tab. So tab. uh, most of the time, if you are just adding a smaller variable or making some change, all your scopes can be completed through its tab itself. So it will understand what you are trying to do, and it will help you do that. But the thing is, you should be aware of what it is doing and what it is suggesting, and then accept it. Sometimes it may not be the right thing, right? It's all depending on how it understands what you are writing. Sometimes it may be annoying that it suggests in wrong places. You have to be careful. You are, end of the day, you are the owner of your task. So you should be aware of what it is doing, and you should be in control of what is happening. If not, we may end up with some additional waste of time in identifying where it went wrong and then fixing it. So we have to be mindful of that. So there can be multi-line edits. It's not like one line edit. It can just you can tell a function and it will write multiple lines of codes. It can even rewrite your code in from one version to another version, or one let's say Python to JavaScript. If you want to convert, it can still do that. A lot of things are possible. Okay. So any questions until this point about the how to use, or the capabilities of cursor so far? Okay. So let's move on. So you have, it is an ID, as I said. You can download it, and you can start running it. I will go to I will open a ID. So this
I have one
is,
question, Prem. Sorry, to interrupt you.
yeah,
So let's
go
say I
ahead.
have a project, and I want to find all the vulnerabilities, security vulnerabilities in my project, and I ask Cursor to scan through the entire project and report any vulnerabilities. So does it send the entire code base to the server and do the run and send back the response to the client with all the vulnerabilities, or how does it work? Does it all happen on the client machine?
Okay, good question, Deepan. So let us dive deep into that, how it actually works. Okay, so we should first understand how it works so that we can better use it, right? So we know it's an IDE, so it's available, and we can open it on any code base. So you can just, if you have downloaded it, you can just open that particular project folder, as you will always open in any IDE, like, go to the files and extensions and open the folder. So that will be available. Let's say this is a dummy project I created, for a demo, and it's it has a few files. Okay, so what exactly happens? First, let us see the terminal itself, right? So you have the code base files available, the extra, the explorer, and this is the files as usual, and you can have your terminals. So this part is the AI part here. So usually in Visual Studio you will not have this. What you see here, if I close it, this is normal Visual Studio, and you can open the AI, the chat bot of this by giving control, uh, control I. If you give control I, or control L, I believe, yeah. So it will open a chat window. You can do a new chat. So you can see here. So this is actually the place where you will be asking your question. And the things here are, you can, as I said, it can work as an agent, or it can work as a chatbot where you can ask a question and it can answer you, or it can even run a background task. You can just make it as a background and give a big task and let it run in the background, and it will finally give you notification that it is completed and so on. Okay, and this mode is auto or not, like, I have chosen it auto, but if I want to choose a specific model, I can just toggle that off, and I can choose any models that are available. So you can see these are the main models available, and there are, if you want to add any more models, you can even add that. Let's say you are having some model that is coming from Hugging Face, and you want to use that, and you have a API key for that. You can go ahead and add that and make that model as your background brain for your task. Okay. Okay, and max mode is like, it can consume a lot of tokens, and it can go on thinking mode and do a bigger task. That is what this is. So usually, to start with, I will go with, I will just put it as an agent, because it will decide uh, on its own to do what to do. Just by selecting agent doesn't mean that it is always going to be in agent mode. For a small task, it will just do what is needed. And this one model, I will just put it auto, so that it is, balance quality and speed. Okay. And you can even add any documents. Let's say you want to take a screenshot and say, okay, you have given me this code, see this screenshot of this particular piece, I want this to be corrected in this way. You can just put a screenshot and say it should be able to understand that and do. um, so coming to your question, Deepan. So let's see how that actually works. If we take the cursor settings, you can see a lot of stuff. Okay. So editor settings, keyboard, these are all common things, general things. Let us not go into that. We go to the chat mode. You see the default mode is agent and these things. Um, okay, usage summary, queues. Okay, and this is how to use tab and all models. You can enable or disable the models, as you see here. And if you have any let's say you have your own API key for a particular model, you can add it here. So OpenAI or any other things that you want to override, Anthropic, they have already given provision for all available things. Even if you're using AWS Bedrock, you can do that and enable that, which means that you will not be charged by Cursor for that. You will be charged based on your API key that you are using. I mean, if you are using OpenAI API key, you will be just consuming your tokens in OpenAI, and Cursor will not be charging you for that. And the main thing, uh, so indexing and docs. So this is what Indexing is nothing but, okay, how does cursor understand your code base and how does it answer, right? So if you are enabling cursor on your code base, then first thing it is going to do is it is going to index your code base. So what is indexing? It is going to create embeddings of your entire code base, and it is going to store in its own vector database, or that vector database can be locally in your machine. um, I believe it will be locally in your machine only when chat is happening. A part of that code, the embedding will be taken and it will be see, their embeddings and metadata are stored in the cloud, but all code is stored locally. So your code is here, but they store the embeddings. Embeddings is nothing but vectors of your code base, right? So if you are I have already taken, you would have already gone through that, for uh, RAG solutions and all, right? Your local data based retrieval augmented generation. So you have, you use your own local data to answer some question. The same concept applies here. So whatever information or code you have here, that is converted into vector embeddings, and they store it there. Okay. And every new change that you are doing automatically gets updated, and that gets stored in their cloud. They create a repository for you and for this project, and that gets synced. So all your code changes, all your code base is, so from that you cannot pull out anything. Embedding is like, one line of code will be 1,000 numbers there, right? So that's what an embedding is. So it creates the embedding and keeps it there, and that is the source of information. So whenever you ask a question or whenever you want to do something, it is going to identify which file in your code base needs to be accessed, and it is going to pick some information from that. Okay, so it does not solely depend on the embeddings. It also, cross verify, it works between your code base and your embedding. For example, what happens is, let's say you have 1,000 files, right? 1,000 files in your code, and you are saying, I want to change my login screen to use in a different way, or you have a requirement for your login screen, which is, one out of the 1,000 file, and you want to make a change, and that login screen may have, 500 lines of code, which it is not going to take all the 500 lines of code. It's not going to scan through everything. So it is going to find, okay, which file is actually corresponding to login. Based on the embeddings, it knows that it is a login file, so it will go there and will see, okay, I now know that this is the file I need to access, and let me pick some portion of the code, and then based on that it will identify and pick more and more. So it is like, uh, it will try to go to the exact location of your code by your prompt, and then it is going to suggest you changes there or add anything. So that is what it is, and the questions that you are asking, so that piece of code will be sent to cursor, and that goes to the model, and the model will determine what changes needs to be done. So it comes back, it's just a chat response. It sends this information, that is the file information and your question. It goes to the chat bot, and it comes back with a response, and this UI or this IDE makes the changes directly on your files based on the responses that it has got. So the responses will be like, make your changes from line 1 to line 5, and it's going to do that. So it, without any intervention from your side, you can just go ahead and modify the changes and just give you the final code. You don't even have to copy paste anything. So that is how it works. So every time, so if you want to delete the index, you can go ahead and delete, but next time when you want to use it, you will have to again sync it so that it has the latest code for you to work with. So did I answer the question?
Excellent. Thank you, Prem. So speaking of the login experience, that made me think of something else related to the project and, sensitive information. So let's say our project contains a sensitive information. So mostly I believe people would, use key vaults or things like that to store, sensitive information. So let's say that, some developers has sensitive information in the project. So is there a way to restrict cursor from looking into those areas and just, go through the other areas, just not wanting
Yeah,
to expose sensitive information to cursor. So yeah.
yeah. Like git ignore, you can use cursor ignore. In git repository where you don't want to push your sensitive information, you will use git ignore, right? So like that you can just put it in a file called .cursor.ignore and put your files there. It will not use those files.
Excellent. Right under analysis. Thank you so much, Prem.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is so this is basically it. So I have 4 files, so it has indexed these 4 files, and I can now make any changes by asking my questions here, right? This is basically how it is going to work. Any questions, anybody else so far? Because understanding these things is very important even before we try anything, because you should know how what is actually transmitted from your computer to the cloud and what is coming back and all these things. So very good question Stephen asked. Any other questions? Okay. So you can also set some rules, like you can set some memories, or you can say when you one rule probably I will say is I want to see the responses very crisp and clear. Every time it makes some changes, I want it to tell me exactly in a clear way that I can understand. I may have a specific way which I like. I can just put that and can give me responses in that way. You can add your memories. You can say, okay, these are the things that you should remember, or you can say like every time you want to use this particular variable, you should always refer to this file or something of that sort. Any rule that you want to say, predefined rules that you have in mind or memory, you want that to follow in a specific format, you can apply that. These are all advanced things, but understand that these are available so that it will be useful, and you can use it in a way that you want. Rules are like so I have said in this case, as much as possible use quasar built-in components instead of creating custom code. So I'm saying that I can, when you ask it to do something, it can do it on its own by how it was trained, right? But I want, so if it is going to be a Quasar project, Quasar is a framework, front-end framework that we use in our project. So if I want to add any new functionalities or new pages, new components, I want to make sure Quasar built-in components are used instead of it creating its own HTML content. So this is one of the rule I have added. And project specific rules you can add, because you may have multiple projects. For each project you may have a specific rule that you want to say. You can add that. The user rules is across all Quasar instances that I open. This will be done for all projects, all code bases that I open. It will be taken. So that is the difference between the user rule and the project rule. Another important thing is indexing. As I said, we have seen the indexing, but there are also things like some documents that you want it to refer, or let's say you have somebody has released a newer version of your programming language that we're using, and you want to refer that, or some other specific packages that you are using. You want Cursor to understand that and create accordingly. For example, in our case, OpenAI API is one of the key package that we are using. So when I say write something on, let's say I want to use a particular API and write a code. Sometimes if it doesn't have the latest information, it may hallucinate, right? So to avoid hallucination, I can say here is the document available exactly detailing the how to use this API. So I can just go ahead and add it. For example, let me give an example. Can somebody tell me any specific uh, packages, be it JavaScript or Python or anything that you are currently using, which is not commonly used?
X state. X state.
X state. Okay, let's see what is X state. Am I spelling it right?
Correct.
Okay, so X state is JavaScript state machine and charts. Now it has docs. Let me I wanted to refer to how to uh, how to use the API, all these things, I can just take this one and I can go to cursor and I can add it and say this is okay. You should have this embedded or this document to refer.
Mm.
What it is going to do is it is going to crawl through the site. It is going to take all the information and store it like your project document, so that when you are asking it to do something, it will be able to identify exactly from here and do the right code instead of hallucinating. Okay, so I'll
Okay.
just give this. Okay, it has given, okay, it has identified an entry point. It is going to, this is what you want, it's asking. Yes, I will say. And it will start indexing, it will start crawling. Let's see, start indexing started. It will get everything and it's available for you. So when I go ahead and let's say this is a simple project I created in HTML. I will say modify this project to use xstate. So I have added xstate as a document. So one key information here is if you want to refer to any files within this your code block or any documents that you added, you can just say add and specify that. So I'll say xstate, use xstate. I just say that I don't know what is xstate. So let me see what is coming. Um, so it will be able to understand you are asking me to modify the structure to use the components in next state and do it for state management, which is for state management. I don't have any state management in this project so far, so probably it is going to add state management wherever needed, and it is going to you know tell me that. Okay, so this is kind of a demo I will show you. So I've asked it to do something. So it first read all the components. Then it says, I understand the project structure. And this is a shopping website built with vanilla HTML and CSS. Okay, and JavaScript. I will help you to modify to use XState for the state management. And it has also created a to-do list. That to-do list is first install XState and set up the package.json, and then create xstate machine definitions for shopping cart, authentication, product management, and then refactor the JavaScript code, and then update the HTML to include xstate, CDN, and so on. So it has identified what are all things that it needs to do to bring in xstate into this project, and it has also given me this is what I'm going to do, and it has started doing that from the beginning. Okay, so it says okay, and very important thing, when it is going to run something or add something, it is going to ask you for permission. You can override that, but it is always advisable to use do this way so that you know what is happening. Okay, so it can even run the command. So let's say do run. We'll try to.
When our team encountered this frame,
Uh huh.
they said copying the command, putting it in terminal, is saving some cursor tokens. Instead of allowing cursor to run that command, it's eating into the total availability. Are you aware of that?
Probably yes, but I don't think that will be too much of tokens because, yeah, I mean, if you see
I
that,
think
then
not tokens, I think tool calls. It was eating away into the tool calls.
this is actually not a tool call. What it is doing is it is using your own terminal and running a command there.
Okay,
Uh, so it is nothing to do with tool call
tool
here.
calls. Okay.
Yeah. So it says npm is not available. So let me do it in a, let me first install npm and all. I'll skip this. We have a separate way to do. So probably I will, if I know that I need to install this, or I will go ahead and do that. And since I skipped it, it is just going to go ahead and add the code that is needed. And when it is adding the code, it is going to tell me what are all the changes it is going to do. You can see it says in this particular index.html it has done some changes here. If we go here, it says okay, it has added the script, and it will keep on doing. You can just sit and watch what it is doing, read through what is happening, and finally you can accept whatever is needed. Okay, so I will probably stop this. I will not um, do it completely. We will probably do it for the next thing, and I will undo all. Okay, so this is the capability here, right? uh, so we were looking at the settings, and we were looking at the rules and memories, and we know about the documents, how we can add uh, you know any new documentation. I will remove it straight from here. I don't need it now anymore. Okay. Okay, that's all. Network, I don't think we need to worry about network. Beta is like if they have any beta things coming up, they will keep adding that here. And if you want to learn about docs, you can just click on this. It will take you to the documentation, and it will give you how what are the different concepts they have implemented, and so on. Okay, so this is the overall way of using cursor. Okay, now let us see some of the concepts as we just discussed. Tab, so you, if you are already using cursor, you know what is tab. You just click tab, it's going to go. Agents are available, inline edits are available, and you can chat. You can even ask questions, like not only just asking it to do something. You can say you can do a new chat, and um, can you explain how the login works? And it can scan through your code and can give you precise information. So you can make it interactive. The key thing is you should know what to ask. You should know how to put your question, or how to put your request. One suggestion I will tell is, think about what you are going to do. Just don't start by doing one by one. It will be very beneficial if you're going to work on a code base, and if you want to work on a requirement, you first write down in a notepad what are the things that you will you want it to make, because it is so effective that it can do a lot of things at once. You don't have to do one by one. So you can create a checklist for yourself, and you can specify what are the things that you want what information you want to give it to that. For example, you may already know that I want to use this function from this file to do this work. You can say that. You can write your requirement accordingly. Sorry. You can write your requirement accordingly, and give it in one shot, so that it will be able to clearly follow your instructions and do everything for you at once, instead of you wasting time by doing one by one, right? So that is one quick suggestion I wanted to give. Okay. Now, so what else? MCPs and all, let us not worry. Now coming to pricing. So pricing, you can see how, I mean, pricing in the sense tracking your usage, right? So that is an important thing. You should know how, what is being used. For example, in this case, I started a new chat, right? So every time there will be a context window, right? Token context window will be there. So much information only can be passed. So every time you keep asking more question, it will keep adding that to your history, and this is like a normal chat. So you have asked a question, it has responded to you, and it has consumed some information from your code base, and you are asking your next question. Your conversation will keep growing. So you can see how much it has consumed so far. So it has used 15% of your context. So as it grows and it goes to close to 80% or 90%, it's better to start a new chat and do it instead of just keep on going. Because at times when you have so much of data, it may lose its context, and you may not get precise answers, or you may not get precise suggestions. So it's better to always, not always, if you are logically going to a new topic, or not related to what you have done so far, it's better to start a new chat. Okay, so this context is what the tokens that it is going to consume. I will go to cursor website again, not this one. Sorry, give me a minute. Okay, this is my cursor after login. This is how it will be, and you can go to the dashboard, and you can check how, what is your consumption. So see, overall, you know in the last 7 days I have used 17,000 lines of agent edits and 214 tab accepted. It can also, okay, 1 minute. Usage, go to the usage. So it will, for every chat that you're doing, it will give you the token usage and how much cost it took for that. So overall they allow around $20 in a month for a normal pro plan. So if you are in pro plan, I mean, you will be allowed to use up to $20. After that, probably it may slow down, but it will not stop. It will put you in a normal plan where requests will be processed based on availability and all. Until you reach the 20, you will have priority in responses. So since model is auto, it's unlimited auto in this subscription, unlimited tab completions, extended agent limits, and access to most features. So most of the time, I don't think we will be going beyond, but we have to see how it works after it goes beyond or it crosses $20. In the past, around 6 months back and all, when it used to, when no agent and all was there, after it crossed 20, it started slowing down. I mean, it'll put my question on queue, and after 30 seconds or 40 seconds, it'll work. It's not like it's going to say your subscription is over, add something, not like that. But if you want to have unlimited usage, you can go for on demand usage. On demand usage is like, after you go to 20, after you cross your 20 or quota, it will add additional cost to your based on your consumption. That
I
is
have
what.
one small question, Prem.
Yeah.
Was there any situation where you were intensely working and suddenly you find cursor is consuming a lot, like $5, $10 in a single session, something like that? Has anything like that happened?
No.
Okay. So it's going in a nominal rate.
Yes. Yes.
Mm.
You can see my, every day I use heavily, so you can see how it has went.
Mm.
30 days also we can take.
So per chat is like 2 cents, 6 cents, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. So maximum it went up to 11 cents in one case, 30 cents it went.
That is not just one interaction, it's an entire session of a chat or just one typing back and forth. What do you say?
It depends. So, for example, recently before this call, right, I just created this project. I gave just one prompt. Okay, I'll show you that. Uh, so this project, I just history of chats. I just said create a demo website or create a demo shopping website with all necessary features using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. This one prompt I gave. Okay, so it created this entire project. Okay, and this is what has happened. If you see it consumed around 24% of the token consumption. Like, if you consider 1 million tokens, then it has consumed around 25k tokens for this. Okay, to create this entire thing. We will see how that comes here. Before it was around two. This is the time. Okay, for that one it consumed 14 cents. So for 14 cents, I created this boilerplate code of around a lot of code. I can show the
12
website.
rupees.
Yes, yes.
Ram's tea is 20 rupees.
This is the site it has created. Just one prompt. All boilerplate, everything has come. Login available, register available, all front end is available. So on top of it, what I did, I saw that the responsiveness was not working on this top one. So I gave, asked it to correct it, and it has corrected, and it consumed around 10 cents because it uses the previous context also, right? So that is the thing. You better to switch to a new chat if your thing is completely different instead of going on top of a longer chat.
So preferring new chats will save money.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Unless you want some continuity in your question and answers.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the overall stuff I wanted to cover. Deep dive we can do. The what are all the different ways you can use this. So that is another key thing. Probably that we will do it as a demo in the next session. But I want to open it up for any basic questions or anything based on this usage. I want to hear from you. What have you been using so far? How do you see? Do you see anything different from what you are already using as a cursor or any other platform? Let's make it interactive for next few minutes.
Hi, Prem.
Tell about where you place the cursor ignore.
Sorry, come again.
The cursor ignore which you talked about, where did you place that, and can you show it again, please?
Yep, sure. So cursor ignore. So you go to the settings tab from here, and rules and memories. No, not here. Indexing and documents. Yeah, index and docs. Here you have ignore files in cursor ignore. You can edit. It will create a cursor ignore file, and you can just add anything that you want, like star dot css. Then it will you know not consider any css files.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Prem, in Easy Labs, we are using cursor for more than 4 months. So,
Mhm.
my observation when we are using that, it use some temporary. It consists more memory in temporary folder, I think. So during keep on asking questions like that, understanding the code base and learning patterns from questions and for better code suggestions, they are keeping some meta information in temporary folder, I think. So for me there's a problem due to that. Where I got some memory issues due to running cursor continuously, so I face this problem. And one more thing I want to ask is, could you let me know when to use premium models in that agent mode, or we can add
No,
online or any local models to that?
you can do that. Best thing is go with auto. Okay, I
Okay.
don't see any reason why we will go for a specific model, because it determines the model that it has to take based on what you need. Okay, so it's better to go with auto, and auto is unlimited, and that is the most cheapest one, or most economical one, I would say, to use. And always keep it as agent. I don't see any reason why we will change it from agent also. Okay, so
Okay.
I have been using this. We can still use, to your next question, yes, we can use any other models as well. For example, if you want to use anything from Hugging Face also, there is possibility available. I think you can check blog post by Cursors. There they would have given detailed instruction about how to use Hugging Face models in your uh, you know chat, this thing. Okay,
Okay.
so yeah.
And one more thing, under the saved memories, it lists out 9 to 10 previously saved memories. Okay, but we
Mhm.
in these 4 months, I did a lot of asking a lot of questions. So why it is any algorithm behind that to list out that 10? Uh,
Yeah, I believe based on the pattern that you're seeing and the questions that you're asking, it will sometimes add memory, or it may ask you if I should add this to the memory. For me, it happened. Um, you can see that when using OpenAI responses, use the text format. But no, this is what I added. But in some cases, it was asking me, should I put all my responses into this format? I said yes, and it's actually a memory that it has taken, and in every response it used to do that. Okay, you can, if you want to clear that, just go ahead and see what is your memory stored so far. If it is unnecessarily stored some memory which is not required, clear it out. That will save some of your struggles.
okay, thank you.
And that may be happening because of this setting. Learn your preferences automatically based on chats. If you don't want it to assume anything, just switch it off. It will not keep any memory.
Thanks.
Regarding saved memories, I have a doubt. Is it saving a pattern of ours, whatever we have been searching, or is it context which I searched? And let's say you are talking about login page, and that context it will save as a saved memory, and then we moved to some other page, like shopping cart. So that I saved. So will it in saved memory, what it will get saved? The pattern of what I searching, or the pages related thing? How the saved memory will work?
Usually it's not specific to the project. What it will be is how you are asking it, or what is your it basically is going to see your question. Okay, what you are asking, and from that, if you are repeatedly saying, okay, I want bullet point response, in 2 or 3 cases it say, okay, this person is all he likes to see all my responses in bullet points, so let me add it to the memory. that is what the memory it is going to create. Or if you are giving any specific information, like this information is available in this file, always look for this particular information in this file. Probably you might have given that in one context on your question. So it may store that information and use it whenever that comes. It is not going to use that memory always. Whenever you are going to talk about that particular thing, it may use it memory and do accordingly. So it's
So,
always better to, it's not going to memorize everything that you are, doing. That's not the case. It's going to see the pattern and it's going to store relevant information.
so it will save both my
Yeah.
pattern and my file context. That okay.
Yes. Yes.
Also, my another doubt is regarding agent and ask mode. So in ask mode, are we saving any amount, or let's say for ask mode, is it any price reducing? Just I wanted to get a detail. I can go for ask mode, and agent mode can do some task. So is there any
Yes.
pricing variation?
No. No.
No.
It's all about the tokens it consumes.
Okay.
So if I'm working on multiple projects and each project belongs to a different organization, each organization has their own coding standards. Is there a project level coding standard that I can associate with that project? So Cursor uses that.
Yes. So project rules. Am I still sharing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. So rules is not for the general Cursor per project.
Two types of rules are there. One, user rules, which is
Ah,
common across all projects.
okay.
Project rules are specific to that project.
Okay. How long you have been using Cursor, Prem? How many months
Uh,
or
by now, I think a year, maybe,
1 year? 1 year.
or more than it. Yeah.
Okay. Has it
From the
has
time
it
it
grown?
started, I would say.
Yeah. Has it grown or changed drastically from the initial version?
Changed a lot.
Okay.
Changed a lot. Yeah.
In better in performance or functionality?
Performance.
Perform.
The agent mode, which they recently introduced, that
Mm.
is very, very good. Earlier, we used to copy paste.
Mm.
Okay. So earlier we used to copy paste the code. We have to say specifically, and then it was not that good, but it has evolved a lot. Now it's like if you understand how to get better output from it, it will be very interesting to work with it.
Okay. Good.
I don't even code even a single line of code.
Mm.
I just even if I know the code, I make sure I give the prompt and it does
Yeah.
it.
Is it making you better learning or just getting it efficiently done? What would you say? Are you learning more
Both,
because of Cursor or is it just getting your job easier?
both. I would say
Both.
both. But it's very easy to ignore the first one and go for the second one. The thing is, you have to the primary thing is you should understand what it's doing. That is a
Mm.
key thing. Otherwise, it will you know uh, it will not make you any better. Probably it will
Mm.
make your code better, but it will not make you any better.
Okay.
One of the key observations or one of the key things I have in my mind, people who have already you know uh, have a lot of experience coding,
Mm.
they will be able to use it effectively, and they will be able to gain out of it.
Mm.
People who are starting new, when they are exposed to this, their creativity and learning stops at this point, and
Mm.
they get actually dependent on this, and probably it can spoil your future. So my
Yes.
very, very genuine suggestion, or uh, point of view is, do not just go by what it is coding. Even if you are using it, try to understand line by line, bit by bit, question it why it is doing that way. That way you can enhance your capabilities, coding skills and sail through it. As much as possible, code yourself and use it like a companion who will suggest improvement on your code instead of just asking it to code. So this is for people who are starting, people who have 3 years experienced, who have a lot of future in coding. But people who have already coded more than 10 years or so, it's more unlikely that you will lose your coding skills because of this.
Okay.
Hi Prem, Venkatesh here. Have you faced like many round trips asking it to change it again and again, and it doesn't produce effective results as such in your
Happens.
experience?
I have at times it may be working very good, and immediately after some time you may start seeing it went mad. I have faced that. So at that time I just stop it, close everything, open new session, and give
Same.
some
அதாவது
time.
தமிழ் தமிழ் எக்ஸாம்ல இங்கிலீஷ் ஆன்சர் எழுதி வைக்கும் அந்த மாதிரி.
அது நடந்திருக்கு.
Because I just want to know whether this is the case others also face, not only me.
It
நடுவில் ஏதாவது ஜாவா
happens.
பார்த்தனா எடுத்து விட்டுரு வெங்கடேஷ், அவ்வளவுதான்.
Or I need to work on my prompts, like that I was thinking.
That is a very valid point. You are asked, the better your prompt, the better will be the results.
Okay.
That's why I say, first take a notepad, write down all the things that you will give as a prompt. When you're writing down, you will understand even more things that you should tell it. Okay, and you will make it very clear. You should think like, I'm going to give it to a person who does not know what needs to be done. I have to tell him exactly all the information I know so that he can do a better job. So write that and give it. It'll be better.
Okay.
So, Prem, you talked about local versus cloud usage, right? So, even if you go for local, like, does it send our code snippet to the servers?
Indexing, it says it is cloud only. Okay, there are two things. One is indexing, which is your code base is indexed. Okay, which means that your code base is created as vector. All the line of code that you have is converted to vectors and stored. That is stored in cloud. That is needed for you to for the model to understand what is the relevant information I need to get for this task. Okay.
Mm.
Second thing is model. So let's say you are running your local model with Olama in your local machine, and you want to use cursor with your local model. It is possible. Okay, so there is documentation available how to use Olama with your local model. That is possible, but that does not mean that your vectors are not taken from the cloud, because you are not storing your vectors anywhere in your machine.
Okay, got it. Thank you, Prem.
Hi, Prem.
Yes.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
Nicholas.
Prem, actually, I have two doubts. First is, you are given on prompt, right? So, simple prompt is enough, or anything like a PRD prompt we need to give? How
It
to disclose
depends.
it?
It depends. So you can even give a simple prompt, or
Mm.
you can give very specific prompts. So in this case, I have given a very simple prompt. So what it does is it takes its own, whatever it has been trained with. It uses that boilerplate code. It is not using anything specific that I want. I may be in this particular case, I may want to use Tailwind for CSS. I may want to use Xstate for state management. So in that case, I have to be very specific, and it can do that. I may not want a login screen like it gave. So initially itself, let's say I want only federated login, which is Google login or Facebook login, or I want to use those kind of logins. So I have to be very specific on what I need, then I will get it. If you are very generic, then you will have to do multiple iterations to reach a point where you want to.
Okay, thank you. And one more doubt. Actually, cursor is you have created one project, right? So it's only for front end you have created, right? So can we also create backend and APIs for that front end using
Everything is
cursor?
possible. Anything code, any code, everything is possible. Most of our project is back in Python, so you can. It's as I said, it is just a partner who can code, who knows all the code, how to code, what to code. Okay, you are just using that. It is nothing beyond that. So a person is sitting with you. You're telling that person to write code. This person can write code
I think Prem lost power. So it's your $20 per programmer who is sitting behind the computer and writing code for you.
So maybe you can answer, Arun. So you guys are using this. The thing is, like, you asked about this X state, and immediately
Yeah,
he added the indexing and documentation. But we have
correct.
come a long way. Like, we don't need to store things locally. So, but still, I'm not sure if this entire documents it stores in, like Ruby docs we had. It used to store it in our local. Will it store this in our local, or it will directly refer it from the internet?
I think Prem can answer, but I think the documentation is not stored. It's just a URL that you give to cursor. It will read it and keep it as a working memory to operate on your code base, right, Prem?
correct. Yes, I'm sorry, I got disconnected due to network.
No problem.
Yes, so it is going to index. It is just going to see it needs the context, right? The why we are adding the documents there is a model is always trained with a limited cutoff time, right? Let's say it already knows probably Ruby, which is updated until 2024, but there may be so many updates happening after that, or there may be a new package that was released after 2024, which is not was not used to train this model, right? In that case, it does not have that information. So what it does is, you if you give that link, it is just going to crawl that information, create embeddings and store in its database, not in your local. So that information is available for it to access when needed.
Okay.
Sorry, I was answering some question before. I think did I
Nicholas,
complete it?
Nicholas question, PRD or simple prompt?
Yes. So
Yeah. After
yeah,
that,
you
you have asked about um,
yeah
whether it will create for backend and API. You have
yes.
answered for that. And one more small question. So then how you will connect database?
That is, yeah, that's again, you can say this is my database and here it is available, give me the boilerplate code. It will give you the boilerplate code. You just have to go and plug in your user ID and password. It's and it is not going to do anything. It is not going to connect your database. It is just going to write code to connect the database, and you can run the code and it's going to do it. And if you face any issues, you can just copy paste it, whatever issue you are getting, and it will know, okay, so this error is happening because of this, so you have to go and change this. Or if it can change it in the code, it will directly change it. Or if you have to do something on the database side, then you have to go and do that. So that's how it is.
Okay.
So all these things probably we will see it in demo of what are the different ways we can use. This is one very specific, very good use case. What happens if an error comes, right? How can I? So my next session, what I'm planning is to do like take an existing code base and understand it, create new code base and expand on it. All these things. Any probably you guys can come up with your own use case to try. We can try that. I would, uh, uh, I would appreciate if you also can download Cursor, try from your site if you are already not already doing. We can take a simple project and experiment, in that session, and you will get a lot of questions, and we can help resolve that.
Does our prompt get stored in cloud or anywhere, whatever we are searching for?
I don't. It is stored. It is stored. That is why you will be able to see the history. If you see here, I show chat history. So these are all the 4 chats I have done. So it is stored. I can go back to this and see what it is. If I want to delete, I can delete. So that control is with you. Did I answer?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Any
Prem,
more
is there
questions, anyone?
Prem, is there any way to connect the database?
Connect the database is, I mean, as I said, it is going to write code for you to connect the database. Okay, so you have to tell what database you want to connect. It can write the code and it can call the database from your code. All that can happen, but creating the database and all, you have to do that. One
No,
more
I'm
thing it can.
asking if there is an
Yeah.
existing database which is a very large one. Does it like try to understand the database?
So you are asking, can it read database content and do no? That thing, it is not. It's not a project, right? It's a IDE.
But if your entire schema is in a code model, code first model, something like that, then it can make sense out of it. Right?
Okay.
Mostly even in Python, you'll have migration scripts. So when it reads it, it'll know what are the schema contents.
Yes. Yes. Or you can give sample data to it and ask it to store it as a separate file as a schema. It can do that.
Okay.
If your idea is for it to understand how the database schema is,
Got it. Yeah.
but it cannot read data from your database. That is, that's a project that you have to build.
Okay.
Any other questions? Not we can.
One more question. Images, you generated a shopping cart related website, and images that it automatically got generated. What is there? Like, will we have any problem if some images that has been generated that is trademarked or something like that? How can we check it actually? Because since it is automatically generating more images and templates, it would do it by it automatically. So we will
Good
face any
question.
issue?
Yeah. Good question. So you are talking about this, right?
Yeah.
And none of these are images actually. These are all icons. There is no image that is generated. These are all icons, which is given like a code. There are many icon websites that are available where free icons are available, right? So it just uses that publicly available icons, nothing else. So if you see the code, probably you may be able to understand that. See here, see FA search means it's the search icon. It is taken from which library it has taken.
Font
Font
awesome.
awesome.
Font awesome, yeah. So it's all like fonts and icons. For that matter, it is not going to generate any images. If you want, it can generate and give you, but you have to be very specific on what image you want. This is not any image generation. And image generated is any image generated by any model is your own. That is not going to use anything that has proprietary.
So whenever an image is generated from ChatGPT or any model, it would be a new image considering it
Yes,
will not
yes.
come under a property act or anything.
Not
Okay, thank you.
Kavita?
okay.
Kavita is not there.
Okay, fine. I think
right.
if no questions are there, we can.
There.
Yeah.
Thank you
ரொம்ப
so much,
டெக்னிக்கல்னு
Prem.
போயிட்டீங்களா கவிதா?
ஆமா கொஞ்சம் அப்படியே மேல ஓடி போயிடுச்சு பட் இருந்தாலும் யா good session and so happy to see a lot of questions. So people are really interested in using them, really interested in knowing more about it. So Prem, would you also mind to tell what to expect in the session 2 so people would come ready?
I would like to have a demo session. Probably I will show how I am effectively using that. Different, I mean, it's all project specific. You can come back, people can come back with, can I do this? Can I do that? Kind of things. Okay, we can experiment that and see. Okay, I will show what I have been experimenting, what I have been seeing helpful, useful, time saving, and things like that. Okay, so that's how I want to have that session.
You're using AI for the past 1 year, right?
Cursor for 1 year.
Yeah, okay,
Cursor.
cursor for 1 year. One question, not in tech, but as a developer, how many projects that you have shipped in this 1 year have actually made you, that gave you the fulfillment of, actually doing some development work? Because personally, whenever I have used AI, I never felt the fulfillment of, building something. So, and also the learning part also.
That's a very good point. That's depends on how you are using it. Okay,
சொல்லுங்க
so if
சாலமன்
you are
பாப்பையா. How do you feel?
I feel very good actually using it because it saves me a lot of time. I don't have to depend on, or I don't have to feel that I don't know this. Okay, one good example I'll tell you is, let's say I have no idea about some of the services used in AWS. I have not used it before. I don't know how to do that. Right? I can now confidently ask A to give me the code, exact code that I can use for using a particular service, and ask it to check it, and I can implement a lot of things which I don't have it in my kitty, right? So that is a key. But if you are starting new, if you are just learning and building your career, then I would say this you will not feel satisfied because you are not going to gain anything. It is, you will feel that okay, A is just doing, I'm not doing anything. So that is always there. So that's why I say that you should always keep your coding skills intact. Don't always depend on this. Use it as a companion who can help you correct things and make things faster or make things better, but do not always depend on AI to write code at this point. I mean, in your beginning of the career. Hope I
Thanks.
answered.
That's all. Yeah, it was.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Thank you,
Prem.
Prem.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prem.
Thank you, Prem.